Hello and what's up everybody, Thunderbob here, and tonight I'm going to be playing some Diablo 2 Resurrected. I had intended to go live when the ladder came out, 2 Fridays ago, and unfortunately I was unable to do that because Ian rolled through the Wednesday before ladder started and kind of just wrecked my home, my city. It just wrecked all my shit. For 10 days I had no power. A couple more days beyond that I had no air conditioning. Water was out for a few days. Internet, everything. The house, I lost my roof. Some water damage. But it could be way worse. The people on the coast that got flooded are like a million times worse off. And I feel for them. Am we've got a place I can live. We've got power. We've got water. We've got internet. It's safe, secure. It's got tarped on the roof at this point, so don't worry about me. I'll be fine. We got insurance. But let's go ahead and play some Diablo tonight. My plan here is I'm going to play a Sorceress. I'm going to try to do this primarily solo, self-found. I want to try a Hydra Orb build. I love both of those abilities, and I haven't tried one since they made the changes last patch before this. And then, depending on what Sunder term I find, maybe I'll respec, but I'm going to try to go through the whole game Hydra Orb, starting out on the fire side, and then at 30 transitioning to Orb, and then transitioning back to Hydra after I get Orb maxed out. And these videos, I think I'm going to do 3, 1 for each difficulty level. I may play a little bit in between that on my Steam Deck, but the act playthroughs will be pretty much all from my PC. So we got a ladder character, and let's see. Let's see if that works. Yep. And I am not playing hardcore this time. I did a hardcore necro last ladder season and got him, I don't know, 85 or something before I got bored of it. But I just don't have the time for hardcore. You play so much more conservatively, and it's just a lot more stressful. And I'm also probably going to be playing some on the Steam Deck, and I'm just not as confident on the Steam Deck as I am playing on the PC. So, yeah, that's why I'm not playing hardcore this time. Yeah. So, Hurricane Ian sucked. I've been through so many hurricanes in my 35 odd years in Florida, and this was by far the worst one. We had the strong winds for what felt like 8 hours. It just kept going and going and going, and we didn't get too much flooding where I'm at. I'm pretty far off the coast, but those winds just lasted absolutely forever. And when they finally did stop, we went outside the next morning and found that the roof had been largely destroyed. We had a little bit of water damage, not as much as you'd think. The paper underneath held pretty well. And, yeah, what else? Just kind of go run down on my last 2 weeks. We were without power for like 10 days, so we managed to get a generator, I want to say, on day 3 after the storm had rolled through. And the problem, though, generators were in pretty decent supply if you had the money for them. What wasn't was gas. I remember getting up a couple of mornings at 5 a.m., going to gas stations so early, and there were already lines like miles long, even at 5 a.m. And like literally, there were people out there sleeping in their cars, waiting in line for these gas stations to open up or to get gas. And in some cases, people are pulling into gas stations and literally just sitting at these empty pumps, just hoping that this would be one of the ones that were energized or one of them that had be turned on. I had just a little bit of gas, but it wasn't enough to like keep the fridge running. So our food all spoiled. Finally got gas maybe day 4 or 5. And around that I returned to work. I work for a local municipality down here. I'm a floodplain manager, and was helping with like damage assessments, permitting, just, you know, general questions, people trying to navigate the FEMA system. And yeah, let's see. I'm gonna put a couple points into Firebolt, probably like 5, then start maxing Fireball, work my way down to 1 point in Fire Mastery Hydra, and then switch back over to Orb around 30. It's kind of my plan. I had this all mapped out before the storm came through, and then like I lost all my notes and everything. So this is kind of by ear a little bit. Yes. So where was I? Yeah, I went to work for a couple of days, and then I had a cousin of mine who lives north of Tampa offer that, you know, hey, if your family wants to stay up here for a couple of days while you're waiting on power, you know, feel free to come up. I can't remember the exact timeline, but we drove up there on like a Saturday, I think it was, and there was flooding going on in Northport due to a levee that was breaking. And like, it just so happened the day we went up there was the day that this levee decided to start like overflowing, and I-75, which never closes, was closed for the day. And like, we were redirected through all kinds of back roads, and like, for real, I thought we were going to get caught in the flooding. It was so insane, the amount of water that was coming off of off the levee around Northport. But somehow we got back on 75, and we decided, you know, looking at Google Maps, it was rerouting us, and like, you know, we were probably like, I don't know, 120 miles from where my family member was. You know, going the conventional I-75 route, but because I-75 was closed, the only other route would have been like 275 miles, like, because we had to like backtrack and go north, and, you know, go like the center of the state and then go back towards the coast kind of thing. And it was like, I don't know if we have enough gas for this. Like, we keep getting rerouted everywhere we stop. There's no gas anywhere. My wife only had like half a tank at this point, and it was just like, do we try to get up there and either get stuck along the way or get stuck up there and not have any gas to return? So we were like let's just turn around. We're only like, you know, 30 minutes from home because of all these redirects. So we managed to get back on 75 and went home. But it was a crazy couple days. We, you know, finally started to get gas more readily after that, and work was feeding us a lot as we were, you know, helping out, and yay. From there, you know, immediately after the storm, kind of all the neighbors came together for the most part. Helping each other like tarp up roofs, helping each other take down your storm panels, cut up trees, all that kind of stuff. Like, a lot of my time was spent helping out the community, the neighborhood, places that had it a lot worse off. Thanks, Akara. I'm going to get up to 5, because this is a synergy for Fireball and for Hydra, so, like, eventually I'm going to dump some points here. My end, like, when I get into, like, the mid-80s up to 90, it's pretty much 20 Hydra, 20 Fire Mastery, 20 Frozen Orb. Depending on my plus skills, like, maybe, like, 5 here. I'm not going to go for the synergy for Ice Bolt, I don't think. It's basically all the way down, 20, 20, 20, 20... and then leftover dumped here, and then of course you're going to have telekinesis, teleport, static. 1 point over in frozen armor kind of deal. That's my thought. And then depending on what Sunder Charm drops, I'll probably go single element at that stage. So like, as I'm leveling, there definitely are a few things I'm also keeping an eye for. being that I'm kind of going fire, leaf is really critical. So getting Tyr and Ral and a 2-socket staff is definitely important. And things like Spirit, you know, holding on to your Talthol or Am, getting Spirit Sword and Shield, and so keeping an eye out for 4-sockets, swords. You know, if you get a Crystal Sword and Cows, you can socket that with the quest and get a 4-socket sword pretty early. You know, an Insight for my my Mercenary, definitely very critical for your mana. Going by memory here, Ancient's Pledge isn't too bad when you're leveling. Stealth, armor, definitely one of the best early items in the game. That's kind of early stuff I'm going to be looking for, those runes and bases for them. But let's go ahead and we'll continue our playthrough here. Should probably sell some junk though. And that one didn't have anything on it. That was not even worth identifying.
I can't use this yet.
So now we can actually afford some potions. Like a belt too, that would be great. I won't buy one, I'll find one pretty soon, I'm sure. You got enough for that. Should be one-shotting stuff at the moment. Kind of want to try to keep on that curb where you're able to one shot the enemies, and then you know you get fireball eventually, and that will allow you to take down whole groups of enemies at one time. Whenever you see these champion packs, really critical to kill them. They give you the most experience, especially when you're playing single and not multi. You know, I'm primarily playing solo self-found here. I may drop in to multiplayer games, like just to, like if I find like you know, something I could use as an 8-player game just for some free experience or something. I might leech a little bit, but for the most part, you know, I'm not trading. I'm not getting items from other players. I generally like to play self-bound, unless I'm playing with like my friends. Like if I'm playing with a real-life friend or a buddy, you know, if I get something or they get something, we kind of just hand it back and forth.
I can't carry anymore.
Belt, belt, belt. Staff with anything on it. Ooh, frozen armor and charged bolt. Not too shabby.
I can't carry anymore.
Do 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 do. Oh yeah, I forgot when you change, so we'll do that F2. So, like, that's good for when you're fighting like, groups of enemies. And these videos, it'd probably be cut together over multiple nights. My time is a little bit limited lately, where I'm probably not doing a full playthrough in one sitting, especially for Nightmare Hell, where those can go on, you know, for multiple hours. I might be able to do this normal run in one playthrough, depending on my luck. It is getting a little bit late, but we'll see. It's been a long couple days. We're doing a big Halloween party next weekend at the house, and been cleaning up all day, and I actually got up on my roof and was cleaning some really dirty windows that I think the storm had mucked up, and they were already kind of dirty to start with. So yeah, I've been on a ladder all day. Cut down a tree today that was we thought we might be able to save, but I don't think it's gonna make it. So kind of chopping up some limbs and taking them to the road, and yeah.
Not enough mana.
Frickin' issue. Nice. I think Rakanishu is my favorite, like, guy who's always there. What are those, like, unique guys? That sounds right. Rakanishu, it's just such a cool name, and he says it too. He's like, Rakanishu! I love Diablo 2. This is my favorite game of all time. Like, it's the game I've spent the most time with over the years. It's just so much fun. I really love the whole series, Diablo 1, Diablo 2, Diablo 3. I started, actually, I played Diablo 1 first. I got into PC gaming kind of late in my life. It was like freshman year of high school. I got my first, like, real gaming computer. And that Christmas, I got 2 games. It was StarCraft and the original Half-Life. And I love, those are some of my favorite games also. Like, they're so good. And
I am overburdened.
It was maybe like 6 months later that I became friends with some people that live nearby, and they introduced me to Diablo. And we played online a lot. They were way more advanced in the game than I was. Like, I'd never really played a game like that before. And it wasn't too long after that that Diablo 2 came out. So I want to say I beat Diablo 1, but like I wasn't as deeply invested in it as Diablo 2. Diablo 2 came out, looking for the waypoint, and like literally I played that game for like 5 years without stopping, I want to say. It was that like big of a thing in my life. And back then I could only afford, you know, I was a student in high school. Maybe I'd get 5 games a year kind of thing.
I can't use this yet.
Let's put some armor on. So like you had to make those games really last. So I probably, you know, I played every day. I played Diablo 2 after school. And I want to say that was like my main game. Like I would play Counter-Strike, and I would play Team Fortress Classic and stuff like that on occasion. But like Diablo was the one that I always returned to. It should be this way. I'm sorry, I'm kind of exhausted. And my brain's not completely working here. And I've got probably every character into their 90s in my career with Diablo. I feel like the underground passage is always the place that I die the first time. Like, it's the first really tight kind of spot you're in with like a lot of enemies that all rush you at once. Let's just do that just in case. And I played Diablo 2 like religiously until World of Warcraft came out, and like, I feel like there was a lot of overlap in those games. And I played World of Warcraft for a pretty good amount of time. Like, I was into that game from beta through launch, and played it just as much as Diablo until, oh, that was like the perfect layout there. I played WoW until Wrath of the Lich King, and I did like Naxxramas with my guild at the time, and then I just kind of got burnt out. I wasn't having fun anymore. I was kind of like, why am I playing this still? I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. And so I gave up on World of Warcraft, and I kind of feel like I went back to Diablo to some extent. Like, I played it off and on over the years. Like, I'd say I'd go back to it at least once a year. Let's go identify that. I'm curious. And I'm gonna do one more in Firebolt. And as long as I'm like one-shotting stuff, I may keep this at 5, I want to say, until I get to Fireball. Guess that's worth. Let's actually get some books. They gotta be laid out that way. I don't know why. It's just what I always do. I don't know why I didn't buy more of those to start with. I usually do. I usually, like, have this all planned out ahead of time and kind of know what I'm doing. And just to show you, I don't have... This is my first ladder character. Yeah, I didn't grab that waypoint yet. Oh, that last. Okay, like 2.5 minutes. Cool. The belt does work even when it's broken. But I need to get the book. I want to do some Countess runs too. Ouchie.
I need mana.
Sinbang, that's a good name.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll take that. Waypoint. I didn't do Blood Raven. Probably could have gotten my my lady friend, but okay. There's the Tree of Infuse.
This ancient tree has an aura of magic about it.
Getting a little bit of lag. Got a bow. Let's get that scroll. Grab the waypoint while I'm here. I did not mean to actually click on that. Usually I would like kill everything around me and then refill. I always check these staffs because sometimes they got cool stuff. That's not really that useful. I'm still looking for a decent 2-socket for Leaf as well. Like, you want something with kind of the build I'm aiming towards, like probably like Fireball, Firebolt, you know, things that would be cool, Teleport, or, you know, something that'll save me a skill point, Static or something. And I'll put a point into Static here soon, especially when I start heading towards Endariel. Let's go talk to her. Let's go save Kane. Recognition. Here. Should have gone the other way, probably. Oh, I got to do this. So it came to pass that the Countess who once bathed in the rejuvenating blood of... Every time. So good. I talked about Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. So World of Warcraft, I got tired of it around Wrath of the Lich King, and then I bounced back and forth between Diablo 2 and, you know, various other games. Nothing really, like, stuck with me as much as Diablo, though. And then Diablo 3 came out, and I know it's much maligned. I like Diablo 3. Like, what came out at release was kind of garbage with the Real Money Auction House. It just... so many systems that were just terrible. And even today, there's a lot of it that I feel like it doesn't quite come together, like the loot system, the lack of permanence, all that, you know, could be way better. But I really like the visceral combat, just the moment-to-moment feel of the combat, even if a lot of the systems surrounding it are kind of mediocre. Die. Yeah, so that's my, like, Diablo.
I can't carry anymore.
I'm definitely excited for Diablo 4. Diablo Immortal I also played through. I got some videos on the channel of that. I thought the game itself was, like, okay, but, like, all of the progress systems are so clearly made to get you to spend money. It's, like, it's kind of disgusting. Like, how long it takes. Like, you can be free to play, and you can play through that entire game from A to Z, which is pretty cool. But then once you beat it and you get into, like, the end game, the only way to progress in that game in any realistic fashion is to spend real money. There is no way, like, literally, you know, someone can drop $49 and get, like, 20 rolls that would take you literally a month of, you know, months of farming. It's just, it's insane. Do. Amp damage. I think I might bounce back and go do Blood Raven.
Greetings.
just to get it out of the way, get a little bit more experience. Yeah, before that Christmas of '99, I think it was, you know, I hadn't had as much experience with PC. Like, I had some family members that had them, and like I would, whenever I was over there, I'd always be like, wow, this is awesome.
Overburdened.
But I definitely didn't have a lot of home experience with it, other than like a really old computer that like it didn't even have a mouse kind of deal. But before that, I was a big console player. Grew up with a Nintendo that kind of worked. Eventually got a Super Nintendo. That's probably the love of that period. Like, Super Nintendo is so good. And 64. Like, I was always a Nintendo kid growing up. I didn't get a PlayStation until recently, actually. I've been getting into retro games in a pretty big way. Yeah, Nintendo 64, GameCube. Actually, I've got all my games on price charting, and so many of those old PlayStation or GameCube games are worth paying. Like, I've got $5,000 worth of old retro games, most of them GameCube games. Should be it.
There is dark magic at work here.
My army will destroy you.
I should probably have put the point into static by now. I can get close to her. There we go. Yeah, some of those games, the Super Nintendo era, I really adore, and since I got the Steam Deck, I've actually started to play back through some of those old classics. Earthbound I played through. I'm almost done with Chrono Trigger as well, which is a fabulous game.
I am overburdened.
64 era, things like GoldenEye really hold up decently, though the performance, the FPS is not good. Alright, so I need to get her bow. GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie. I found a forum I used to contribute on, and it had my top 10 games over a couple of different years, actually. And I pushed it on the community tab on my channel, and I found that really fascinating to look back at something like 20 years ago, what my favorite games of all time, and like, a lot of them still are, oddly. Alright, nothing to grab for her just yet. I would say some of those same games that were on that list, on those lists back then, are still my favorite games of all time today. Like, Diablo was on there, StarCraft's on there, Half-Life 2's on there. Actually, Half-Life 1 was on there. I think Half-Life 2 has surpassed Half-Life 1 really still hope for a full-blown Half-Life 3 or Episode 3 or whatever. Half-Life Alyx was great, but something that continues the story forward is what I'm really kind of eager for. Me and the wife just got done watching a couple of shows. We watched She-Hulk, which I know a lot of people have criticized and did not enjoy. I thought it was pretty good. It was funny for the most part. There's a few cringy things, but it's Marvel. I thought the ending, the breaking the fourth wall stuff was great and like very in line with She-Hulk. I haven't read a lot of, but like I know conceptually about it, I guess. Like, what else did we... I don't know if I'm gonna be at normal in one sitting here, but at least I'll make some progress. There we go. Tomoa Highlands. Though I missed... Should go back to the Countess. And get the waypoint. So I'll definitely be doing Countess runs. Seven, 12 is really where this build takes off, because then you get Fireball.
I can't carry anymore. I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened. Thank you. I can't carry anymore.
What else? I watched Dahmer. My wife was really watching that. I was kind of just in the room sometimes. It was okay. Yeah, there she is. We watched Werewolf by Night, which I thought was pretty dang good. Station 11, that was a pretty good one. Oh, Hot D. We've been keeping up with Hot D, you know, House of the Dragon. Which I think, if they keep up the same quality for like multiple seasons, I definitely think this could end up being, for me at least, better than Game of Thrones. Like, I really love Game of Thrones. I don't think the ending quite stuck the landing, obviously, but there were some really, really high highs up to that point. But so far, House of the Dragon has been just really, really spectacular. Great acting, great effects. Like, clearly they're spending a lot of money on it. I'm also kind of watching Ring of Power. My wife is totally not into it, but I'm a Tolkien fan, and I'm only like 3 episodes in, so I think they just finished the season. But yeah, it's pretty decent. I'll watch it, I think. It feels like they're kind of butchering the canon a bit. But yeah, I'll check it out. What is this waypoint? Right there. That does me like no good. I should just sell it, but you know what? I like jewelry. I like bling.
This place holds many secrets.
If I got like a 3-socket bow, I'd throw some gems in it for my little buddy here. Yeah, get back. No, you get back too. Dang it. I don't want to go in there and take a bunch of arrows to the face. want to just draw like a couple at a time, really. Multi-shot. Potions do their thing. Can't get the angle.
Not enough mana. I can't carry anymore.
I can't believe how good Doctor Who is doing in House of the Dragon. Like without even having that many lines, that character is so great. Okay, they're like not taking damage. There you go. I do not want to get stun locked.
Not enough mana.
I think I need to put another point into Firebolt.
Not enough mana.
Brief Thorn the
I'm
Quick.
overburdened.
Oh yeah. I only had the... Now I got 5 in there. It's still not much. And I won't really get the full kind of acceleration till Fireball, because I'll also have some synergy points. Like, once I hit 12, it's smooth sailing all the way to 30, and then once I get to 30, I'll start doing Orb, and Orb is pretty killer. So again, could be something decent for an Act 2 Merc when I get there.
I need mana. I need mana.
I kind of love the beginning stages of this game. Like when, you know, just about anything that drops potentially, you know, could be like something that's usable versus, you know, you're 50 hours into a character and it's like, there's almost nothing that's going to drop that's probably usable anymore. You can play 100 hours without seeing, you know, any usable items. And that's the point where, like, I started to get burnt out a little bit. The prospect of, like, okay, I'm going to do 200 bail runs, or, you know, I guess now with the Terror Zones, there's more variety to it at least, but I do not have the same amount of time as I did when I was, you know, 15 years old playing this game
I am overburdened.
with a wife and daughter. I definitely have to balance my time between the game and real life and work and all the things I'm into. Yeah, that works.
Good evening.
Resistance. That's actually a pretty big stamina pump. I'll hold on to that for the moment. And I'll throw some gems in there if I get enough. FCR. Ooh. That plus spirit. I think it's the breakpoint I'm looking for. That's a pretty awesome early drop for self-found. Let's see. Lightning damage, cold damage. Hope she's gonna have enough dex. I wonder.
Hello. I'll put that to good use.
Let's keep going. Pretty sure she's actually doing more damage than I am right now. Other than, like, you know, the AI is kind of dumb. I'm not the brightest knife in the drawer either, though.
Not enough mana.
Ay, 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 ay. Don't kill my lady.
Not enough
She
mana.
takes care of me.
Not enough mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
Tal in L. Not a bad first countess. Definitely wondering, should I just do like 10 countess runs to get up to level 12 here real quick?
Greeting.
The Order welcomes you.
I think I might go get that outer cloister waypoint real quick and then restart and then do a couple of countess runs. I could do countess to 12. Ooh. Ow, 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 ow. Alright, come on, lady. Back up.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
Need to get one more gem for her.
I need mana. I need mana.
Ah, man.
I am overburdened. I am overburdened.
I'm out of mana. I'm out of mana. I'm out of mana. That's usually what I hear. I feel like I've had a pretty good, like, potions dropping frequently, and just been going pretty smooth. The layouts of the zones have been working in my favor. I'm definitely not like speed running here by any chance. It's probably gonna be like an hour just for Act 1, but once I get teleport and fireball, it should be smooth sailing. So like this will be the slowest section by far.
Ah, the monastery. On Dariel's stronghold.
Let's go get that waypoint.
I can't.
Oh, you can. Alright. So
Good morning.
let's go do a couple of Countess runs. Get up to 12, and then we'll proceed and kill Andariel.
Good day.
I almost want to play single player next for the static maps, because it makes like doing these kind of runs so much quicker knowing where they are every time. But I guess there's no terror zones, no sunder charms in single player yet. I wonder if they're going to add that in. Are you at Giant Tower? It would probably break the game, but I wonder, since this is all polygonal now, if there'd be a way to mod this to do like a third person or first person, just where you could look around and see like what things look like from that perspective. Like, it would probably look terrible, but the Ascent, which is a similar kind of game, it's like a Diablo-esque thing. There's a mod that lets you do that, and those environments actually hold up really well, even in first person. The gameplay obviously isn't very playable in that manner,
I can't
but
carry anymore.
it looks pretty awesome. I played Diablo 1 not too long ago, and literally I started a new character and I forgot how much the barrels do. I started a wizard, and like the very first thing I did, I walked down to the first level of the dungeon, and I kicked the first barrel I came across, and I immediately died, and I'm like, yep, I forgot Diablo 1. It's just a great teaching moment. Like, anything in this game could probably kill you, and will.
I can't carry anymore.
Probably do, I don't know, maybe 3 of these I'll get to level 12, and then I'll proceed into Andariel. That might be it for tonight. It's 2 o'clock in the morning here, and I actually have a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. But when you watch this video, I'll have it all edited together in, like, seemingly one playthrough.
I am overburdened.
Part where, like, I need more mana potions than health potions. I did a video recently showing off a Diablo 2 Resurrected randomizer that I thought was real cool. Lets you not just randomize it, but just flat out like change almost any setting you want in a ton of really cool ways. I showed how to install it and, you know, how it works on the channel if you're interested. But I played like in a really outlandish, like as random as possible. So, like at level 1, items were dropping that had like mods that were going to take like level 50, you know, to be usable. Man. I would drink soda, but drinking a soda this late will keep me up until 4 in the morning or something, and then my wife's going to yell at me. Here.
Not enough mana.
You can trap them in the doorway here, makes this a lot easier. You can take them like one at a time, they can't pass each other. Nice. Oh, that fire got her.
Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
That potion like would not. Ooh, Tal Ral Eld. It's like a. I'm trying to think. Do I have anything I need? Is that almost stealth? Which one's stealth? Is that tier? Tier Ral. I gotta look at my cheat sheet. It's too late.
Good to see you.
Made a 10 though. Yeah, I'm gonna hold those points. I'm not even gonna put the one into the cold because I did not want to do that. With the switch I've got, I can just use that. Getting a lot of rejuves. Hold on to those. If I was playing hardcore, I usually end normal with like a bunch of full rejuves.
I can't use that. I'll put that to good use.
Should probably put my gold away. Back out and do 1 or 2 more. Alright, so I just finished last Countess run. I hit 12. I was able to snag, I think everything to make a spirit once I get, not spirit, a stealth once I get the second.
The monastery.
I forgot to put points in.
Dariel's stronghold.
The 2 socket armor. Look at that, goes from 12 to 15 on a single target to 10 to 23 on a 2.6 yard radius. It's not too shabby right there. I shall replace you with you. Mana cost is quite a bit higher though, but should still be killing things a lot faster. Using Firebolt. There we go. Two socket. Nope. FTP. I will be stopping this once I get to Andariel. For the night, at least. And like I said, I'll be cutting this together, so it'll be just like one video. I'm just too tired tonight. I thought I would get further. This is definitely the slowest part, though, where you, you know, with this, if you really want to go fast as Sorceress, you start with Lightning. But because of the Sunder Charms, and not knowing how rare they were, and not knowing like which one I'd get, I wanted to make a build that I didn't need to respec, and one that could like farm anywhere in the game. So like if a Terror Zone is somewhere that's bad for fire, well, I've got Orb I can rely on. Like I wanted definitely a hybrid build while I'm farming for the Sunder Charm, and then I would swap to solo single element once I actually you know, kind of get decked out and I don't need to hybridize anymore. Teleport, how much I love it. This is definitely where experience starts cascading to, where you can kill so many guys at one time.
I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore.
Don't mean to pick that up.
I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore. Not enough mana. I hope the sisters appreciate this thing.
Didn't really like purposely do all the quests along the way, but I should have them all done by the time I get out of Act 1.
If there was magic here, it's long gone now. Not enough mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
enough mana. Not enough mana. I need to make a town run here. Good point. Sorry, I'm quiet. I am sleepy deepy.
Not enough mana.
It over here.
I am overburdened.
How much I wish I had teleport. Just trying to run through to the Endariel on the waypoint at this stage. Stuck.
Yes? Good evening.
Always start saving up for stealth. My eyes are getting very heavy. Sorry if I just stop moving. I really want to beat Act 1. And then I'm gonna go to bed. This is like a comfort game for me, like coming back to this periodically. Like when this was first announced and when the beta and stuff, I was playing this so much and having so much fun, but I kind of got burnout on it. But now I think this is the best way to play this game, is like whenever the ladder starts, you know, make a character, have some fun, get to a, you know, a point that you're satisfied, not necessarily 99, but like get to 80, get some decent gear, and then drop out before the rat race like burns you out and you don't want to play anymore. Gotta be close. I think it must have been over there and I passed it. It's 2:30 in the morning right now here. Usually my bedtime, like an hour ago. I think we beat this though. It's pretty smooth from here.
I am overburdened. This place chills me to the bone.
Really want to get Catacombs 2 and then just murder Endario.
I am overburdened. I need mana. I am overburdened. Not enough mana.
Waypoint. Endario. So close. Flipper would make this so much easier. This one thing I like Hydra a lot for is it's good for teleporting and doing like moat trick on Mephisto and a lot of the bosses. Wait. Good stuff. And Frozen Orb just murders in Nightmare, so like my plan is level in normal with fire. And like at level 30 I'll basically have like level 1 Orb, level 1 Hydra.
Thank you.
And then that's when I transition to Orb for the most part. Till like 55 I should have Orb maxed, and then start focusing on Hydra again.
I can't carry anymore.
At this point I know what's gonna give out my eyes or my character. I haven't died yet, somehow. Even though I'm like dosing off here and there. Right up there, except I gotta go all the way lane. He was literally right behind me when I came down the stairs. That's dumb.
I am overburdened.
I'm pretty sure it's right behind me. I used to be able to do these with my eyes closed, and I feel like I've lost some of that touch. Like, always knowing the right way. Some areas I still do pretty well.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
Should be right back here. 3 and level 4.
I can't carry anymore. I am overburdened.
Right down here. Always with the dead ends and having to backtrack. It's annoying.
I need mana. Not enough mana. I need mana.
Gotta be right up here. Let's go get our little friend.
Good day.
Hello.
Nice.
I need mana. I need mana. I need a key. I need mana.
Damn it! Did I put a portal up? I did not. This is what happens when you're falling asleep.
The Sisterhood welcomes
I should not have been so aggressive there.
Hello.
Here we go. Where'd my body go? Alright, let's get her back.
Yes?
Let's get an antidote potion.
Yes?
There we go. And we're done with Act 1. And I will continue Act 2 probably tomorrow. When I'm not so tired.
Hello. The carrot.
Yay! Okay, we're gonna continue on through Act 2. I just wanted to kind of recap where I'm at. I did some Countess runs. I've got actually everything to build stealth. And we'll go ahead and do that. So I get that ready for me at 17. I've got a 2-socket helmet in case I get a soul so I can do a lore. I also have a tier and a rowel. So if I get a good 2-socket staff, I could potentially make a leaf staff.
Well,
He usually doesn't have any, not too often has a good white one, but I think there's +3 blaze that really doesn't do anything. There's a fireball. I don't have enough gold at this stage though, but you can come back here when you get some gold and keep an eye out for any white ones. Though as you get higher level, I think you see less of those white staffs. So yeah, let's keep going. If I find a nice staff, I'll make leaf, which I believe is 19 if memory serves me right. Let's go ahead and let's go do the sewers. I'll get that extra stat point. I mean, skill point. And I really haven't played, like... So I did the first act one in one session, and I'm gonna try to do the rest of, normal in one session. And, like, these videos I'm just gonna edit together to be one continuous loop. But I had intended to play since that first session, and just life has been getting in the way. Work's super crazy. People are starting to come in for permits, and I am a floodplain manager of a area that was impacted by Hurricane Ian. I think I mentioned it previously. And yeah, that's pretty crazy right now. It's going to be a long time before everything is kind of worked out in the storm. And then I was going to play midweek. I had a couple free hours. And like literally I started Diablo, and then my power went out. And like our power was out for 10 days after the storm, and it was like a flashback, like, oh god, are we going to be out for days here? And it was only out for like 30, 45 minutes, but it was like I had to work the next day already, and I was exhausted, and I just went to sleep rather than try to pick up the game again. But yeah, I've got a couple hours, probably 2 to 3 hours I can play. I went down the wrong way. And I think I can probably get through normal in that much time. I'll have stealth, and I'll have leaf before long. I'll have teleport. Should be able to burn through these acts and then do some leveling as well. And these videos are primarily going to be like the act playthroughs. I don't intend to do like all of the, the farming and the leveling as videos. I think that can be sometimes boring. Like if I get anything interesting or have any really cool encounters, I'll probably share it. But this is mostly going to be the solo aspects of getting through the normal, nightmare, and hell difficulty. Something I haven't done on a Hydra Orb source in, gosh, a long time. Definitely not since Resurrected came out. I did a similar build in the original Diablo 2 release. Waypoint. But not since Resurrected came out. I've actually played through in Resurrected, I think 5 of the characters through hell difficulty, one of those being hardcore solo self-bound. My first was a sorceress, and then I made a trap assassin, and then I made a zeal paladin, and then I made my solo self-bound necro. I guess that's only 4 actually. Still want to do the druid, the Amazon, and 6. What am I missing? Oh, barbarian. It may have to wait till I've got more time. It's just between Ian and being a dad and a husband and having a full-time job and other projects on my to-do list. It's been, yeah, it's been crazy. I'm going to be dealing with contractors and insurance, and actually today I got a $10,000 check in the mail, which, like, had no explanation other than it was from my insurance company. Like, they sent me no official reports. Like, $10,000 is going to be way less than my roof repair alone is going to cost. So I've got to reach out to the adjuster and be like, why did you send me this check? Because My first quote for my roof was 29,000, so 10,000 definitely is not anywhere close to what they're supposed to be covering. So that's the fun of living through a hurricane. I did also get an Act 2 mark off camera. Yeah. I like the prayer one early on, especially as a caster with a low health pool. It actually is a pretty noticeable health regeneration. Like later on it's kind of nothing, but I think in normal difficulty it's kind of nice to have.
I need mana.
I noticed, I haven't played with Fireball a lot lately, but I'll notice all the time it seems to, like, go through my target, and then, like, half a second later, you know, the targets die. I'm not sure if it's, like, a desyncing issue with the server or what, but it's kind of annoying.
Not enough mana.
Should have brought more mana potion.
Not enough mana.
Just go get some mana before we both die. What will we get him? Ah, that sucks. That poison kills your merc.
Hello.
How do I?
But I get those nicer potions now. I don't have a lot of gold here. I haven't really been picking up as much as I should be. Do I even have enough gold to get my little
Who
pump
goes there?
back? Should sell that fulminating potion.
There's nothing the right portion can't cure.
Sell you just because I'm not sure if that was enough or not. Can't wait for stealth. The lack of run walk is really frustrating when you start a new character. Yeah. Another L rune.
Good evening.
I'll put that to good use. Good evening.
Let's go.
Allow me
If
to
anything
advise
cool,
you.
even though I don't have enough gold to buy anything. River armor, lightning, and warmth. That's actually kind of cool. Save the point from your armor, and you get some free warmth as well. Though Leaf, I think, already has warmth if I remember right. A lot of gold. Free warmth. Well, let's see if I remember the way to get through here. I think since we're in Act 1, or excuse me, since we're in normal, we're gonna have to go and do the what is it, the Halls of the Dead to get my Hydra Cube. I hate the jumping guys so much. First, looking for the... I guess the Stony Tomb is around here, but we're looking for the Dry Hills, Halls of the Dead, or Oasis, Maggot Lair, Lost City, Ancient Tunnels, etc., etc. I used to hate Act 2. I think it might be my favorite act now. Like, it's got a cool look to it. You're in the desert. It's very different from, like, the original Diablo, or... I guess Diablo 3 basically has, like, a Luke Ghislaine kind of desert, too, but... This was the originator. And, Act 3, I think, is now my least favorite. It's just... It's confusing. Even when you know where you're supposed to be going, it's always, like, a cluster if you can actually find it. Whenever you see any champions or named guys, you should definitely kill them for the experience. I always seem to get the worst layouts in Act 3 too, where it's like, even like knowing exactly where to go, you end up doing like 30 passes because it's like, oh, the flare jungle is like off to this one corner over here, and yeah, I never get the nice layout there. Ah, magic vine. It's nice that I got that FCR because that'll help me hit a break point early, I think. I've also definitely want to get a Spirit Sword early on. Spirit Shields, obviously, you have to get to Hell difficulty usually to find Monarch, but you can get a sword pretty easy in normal difficulty to make your spirit. Like, any, is it Longsword and Crystal Sword that drops in a normal cows, if you use the quest on it, will become 4 sockets. If they drop elsewhere, it can be different, but I know cows, and that's usually one of the first places I'll farm at when I get to, like when I'm like leveling up before you go to Nightmare. I usually do some cow runs.
I can't carry anymore.
TK and charged bolt. Actually, I'll hold that to sell it.
I can't carry anymore.
The Silent Hill and the Resident Evil showcases came out the last couple days, and those are pretty exciting. I was never a huge Silent Hill fan. Like, the idea of Silent Hill always intrigued me more than actually playing them. Like, I put just a few minutes into, like, I think 1 and 2 at a friend's house. I was like, this is cool, but it's not... I was like a Resident Evil guy growing up. Obviously, I've got a ton of Resident Evil videos on the channel. But the number of projects they're working on is kind of astounding, after Konami literally hasn't touched the IP in, God, like, a decade, right? And then I feel like the next day Capcom came out and was just like, hey, that's all cool and all, but how about, like, actual gameplay from Resident Evil 4? And it looks really, really awesome. And I feel like it kind of stole the thunder of Silent Hill to some extent. Here we go. Resident Evil 4 is maybe my favorite in the series. It's kind of hard. It changes a lot. Like, the 2 remake is really, really amazing. 2, the original game, is amazing. Even 7 and Village I like quite a lot. But there's something about 4, like, especially for the time. Like, if you play that game now, which I've played the VR version, and I've also messed around with the remaster, like the fan remaster that came out not too long ago. And just wanted to see how many sockets this had. Yeah. And I messed around with that fan remaster. So I've played Resident Evil 4 like probably 5 or 6 times all the way through, and once in VR, once the remaster. I'm a big fan of it. That VR version that came out last year, earlier this year, I can't remember. I played through it. There's a playthrough on the channel, actually. It is awesome. It's a really different experience because VR almost makes the game easier because you have a lot more movement options. Aiming is just like better using the controller, you know. It loses some of that like tank kind of controls that the original still had to some extent.
I need mana. I need mana.
It's not this way. Charm. And this remaster looks like they're kind of taking that original formula and not trying to change it up completely. Like that first opening area they showed, it looked like that first house you go into, and you run into like the first, what do they call them, granitos. The first guy you run into, like that house seems like they have changed it up just enough where it's like it's recognizable, but I think it'll have some surprises. And I think that's what they're kind of going for. It's like, this is that game you know, but it's a little bit different. And then the graphics just look incredible. Really, really impressed with what they've done graphically.
I am overburdened. Not enough mana.
Yeah, so very much looking forward to Resident Evil 4 Remaster. I'm curious when they're done with 4 what they might remaster next, because they've remastered 2, 3, 4. The new Resident Evil 1 is not really a full remaster. That was a GameCube remake that they kind of up-resed. So it's not like a really modern day remaster. Like, that is an up-res of what, a 2004 Resident Evil game, basically. It's still good. That's one of my favorite. Honestly, so many good Resident Evils. That original remake is amazing. But I was thinking about if they were going to continue this remake kind of phase. Like, it seems like they have a remake and then a sequel, a remake and a sequel. But that's not exactly true, because I think they gave us both Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 remake between 7 and 8. But they've been doing both of them in a pretty good time frame. These guys can use that, right?
I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good
Better
use.
average damage, but lower high-end damage. What's the speed on it, though?
I'll put that to good use.
Be worth it just for the attack speed. But the ones I think that they could probably remaster still, you know, would be like Resident Evil Code Veronica. I think that one, that was just before 4, if I remember right. And a lot of people like it. It's kind of, it goes in a little bit of a different direction. And that's actually one I've never beat completely. Like, I've got it on the GameCube. It's pretty expensive, actually. I've been thinking about maybe selling them at some point. But I got Code Veronica on the GameCube, and I've only played, like, the beginning of it. But I think that's one that if they remastered, I would totally check out. And like I said, I could see them doing Resident Evil 1 again. Like a true, like, from the ground up remaster. I think that would be pretty awesome.
I need mana. I need mana.
And then they're kind of getting into diminishing returns. Like, Resident Evil 5 is new enough that I think doesn't really need a remaster, like, not graphically. Like, you could play that on the PC, you know, at a 4K resolution, and it would still look pretty decent today, I think. Even 4 is borderline. Like, there was that that fan remaster, and that game looks pretty good still, with the better textures. So I think 5 was like a 360 game, if I remember right. And, yeah, that game, graphically, I don't think it needs a remaster. I think they could touch up some of the gameplay and improve it that way. But I think they could stop it. They could redo 1, they could redo Code Veronica, and then, like, let it rest for a couple years, just do newer games or new experiences, and then a couple years down the road, maybe they do 5 and 6, like, when you could even have a bigger visual gap.
I need mana. I can't carry anymore.
Should probably go sell some stuff. Alright, let's go get some gold.
Yes?
Greetings.
I'll put that to good use.
Garbage, garbage. I should probably hold on to that. My mouse is all over the place.
Hello?
If I was playing hardcore, I'd like
Good day.
hoarding every one of those rejuve potions. Level, and I can use stealth and teleport. Oh wait, no, teleport's 18, that's right.
They
You definitely want teleport before you go to like the maggot layer. That's an area that can be super annoying without it. I didn't realize how close I was, or else I probably would have just done that before I went and sold stuff.
Hello.
useful early on. I'll be using that pretty soon. Alright, and I already found the next path, right? It was down here. Definitely not trying to speed run here. Like, I'm trying to get through it relatively fast, but at the same time, I don't want to just be like level 20 in Act 5. On a solo self-find, I want to be able to like progress pretty naturally. Nice waypoint. I'm looking for the maggot layer. Which I don't think is like a clear, like, hey, this is the way to always find it for the maggot layer. Like, some of them, there's some tricks, but I don't remember anything particularly for the maggot layer. It's not an area that I farmed much. I kind of hate it. Just like the layout of it, and like how tight the corridors are, and the enemies you fight there. There's a lot of things that are not that fun to deal with. And I should have got teleport before I came here. I almost wonder if I should just... Well, that's fortuitous. I feel like I'm dealing enough damage that I could just kind of burn through. Lucky so far on finding the right pathways. Almost by accident in a lot of cases.
I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore.
Maggot layer, usually you go right from the entrance.
Not enough mana.
This is where I would love teleport. There we go. This level. It's definitely not the most optimized leveling build. Like, I had kind of a vision for the build I want, and I also wanted to try to do it without respecking, because this season I think is going to be about what Sunder Charm you can get, and since I'm trying to do solo self-found, like, I want to leave myself open. You know, if I find a cold, I'll go cold. If I find a fire, I'll try to focus on fire. If I find a lightning, maybe I'll respect the lightning. So I wanted to be able to get to hell difficulty, hopefully without respecking at all, and then have multiple respecs available. We'll see though. Blizzard is always obviously a fan favorite, and I've done the Blizzard thing. There's something fun about Fireball, and like in Nightmare, I actually think that Orb is more fun than Blizzard. Like, it just rips through everything in a really satisfying way. And then by the time you get Hell, you've got a level 20 Orb, you're pumping out Hydra, and makes for a decent time in Hell. It's a little slower going, but... Looks like it. Man, I'm getting some early Magic Find stuff.
Welcome to my shop.
Ooh. Oasis to Lost City. I didn't get the Magalair waypoint, but I really don't care, honestly. Who is ever going to... Or, not the Magalair, the, All of the Dead. My butt's going up. I bought a new computer chair a while ago, and I regret it. It's a terrible chair. So I bought like a cushion to try to make it a little better, and it's not much better. I'm thinking about retiring this chair. I've got I don't know, like 4 or 5 different computers set up in the house for me, my wife, my daughter, and like just old computers and stuff. So it's like, I could just toss this chair in one of those other, you know, spots, and get myself a nice chair. My butt deserves it. Oh, I'm sorry. Lost City. Be over there. There. So there's like 2 spots. Could be there, or could be up here. There we go. So Lost City, and from here we're looking for the Belly of the Snakes and the Claw Viper Temple. And a waypoint if we find it. It's not critical. This quest always seemed weird to me because you're gonna complete what it's asking, like, regardless of this quest. Like you're already looking for the pieces that take you to the Claw Viper Temple. And this completes, I think, when you get the amulet? I can't remember the trigger for it, but it's like you would do the thing this quest wants you to do even if you didn't get the quest. It's kind of weird. That's one thing in Diablo 4 I think they could improve. I think they could add in some like additional quests, like, you know, here there's only 6 per act except for, you know, Act 4. I think they could have like way more quests, but then have like the more meaningful ones to actually have like major story development. But having like Diablo 3 was, there was a lot of quests in that game. Like everywhere you went, it was like, hey, go save this person. Hey, go do this. But having more organic, like in the world, not just a linear like A to Z kind of pathway. Yeah, there is that kind of if you do adventure mode, but I do not want to get stun locked. Pretty sure I went the wrong way. I think it's usually left from the entrance, and I went completely the wrong pathway. I bet this cuts through over there, though.
I need mana. I need mana.
Having a Halloween party tomorrow for my daughter. I guess it's for us too, but it's like a kids' party with inviting a bunch of friends that also have kids. Doing like a costume contest, doing like pin the tail on the skeleton kind of thing. Bunch of other little games and prizes and candy. Lots of candy. I hope they make the stat points like more interesting. Like it feels like in Diablo 2 there is just an optimal path. Like it's always the strength to use your gear, and then do you want block? If not, max vitality. That's every character basically. There's like one or two builds, you know, like energy, shield, sorceress. I didn't notice. It's right there. Did it? I'm gonna go down there and look, because I did not see it on my screen, I swear. I'm gonna check the footage. I went down here. It's right there. I feel like giving more meaningful choices for the stats could be beneficial to the game, like making energy actually worthwhile.
Who would have thought that such primitive beings could cause so
I'm not
much
sure you do
trouble?
that. Like, do you make spells cost so much that like there's a reason to invest in energy? Do you give it some other effect or something? I have not got into the beta. I really wanted to, and unfortunately, I did not. But we'll see. Maybe I'll get in later. Okay, so now I go talk to.
I have heard of.
Now I gotta go talk to.
When the trouble.
Thanks, bro. Notice you didn't invite me into your harem until you needed some assistance with the demons. That's not cool, bro. Gotta share. Except I'm playing a chick too. Well, maybe she's into chicks. I don't know. I'm really curious, like, what the story for Diablo 4 is going to be like, because if I remember right, in 3 you kill all the primevals, or they're all dead by the end. Did I not get the waypoint? I'm like losing my mind here. But in the expansion, you like break the Black Soulstone, isn't that the ending? And it's implied that that released like the essence of all of you know, Diablo, Baal, Mephisto. But then they also introduced Lilith in that initial trailer, and Lilith was if you read the book that came with Diablo 1, if I remember right, Lilith was like the progenitor of the humanoids. Like, did they make Sanctuary? I can't quite remember. It was like a demon and angel like fall in love or something in the middle of the war between the humans and the angels. And they end up having like the Nephilim as their children. And but then something happens, like the demon betrays the human, or the demon betrays the angel, and yeah, it's been a while, but Lilith is a very important part of the story. I wonder, like, it's still called Diablo 4. There has not been, to my memory, a Diablo game where you didn't fight Diablo by the end. I feel like it would be very weird to not encounter Diablo in one way or another. Like almost sacrilegious. Teleport. I always do teleport on F5. I don't know why. This also means I'm going to be burning through a lot more potions. I don't know why I crossed there. I went like the long way. I blame the lack of sleep. Let's teleport out of here and go down the other route.
Hello.
I'm still looking for a good staff. Hey, there's another FCR. Hold on to that just in case I end up needing 10 more to break a breakpoint anywhere.
Hello.
Just see if Drogon's got anything, because I'm almost to the point where I could use leave. Probably I'm not going to afford any of the good ones either. Like +3 to Fireball would be great on 2 sockets. What's nice is this right here. Should be able to just step out to reset it. Shiver armor Nova. If that was Shiver armor and Fireball, I would be all over that. Okay, I ran back and forth for a couple minutes and managed to find a +2 Fireball. I actually found a +3, but it cost 100,000 because it was in a superior one, and I could not scrounge that much gold together, so it took me about 10 minutes, but I got a +2 Fireball base for it, so I'll be using that shortly. That'll give me +5 to Fireball, and then, you know, some other bonuses to Warmth is probably the other kind of useful one, along with some resists and everything, so not too bad. Did I did not grab the waypoint. I'm an idiot. Alright, I definitely got it this time. kind of just trying to rush to the tombs, because that's like a really good place to level up. I'll probably get up to like, I don't know, 22 or something.
I need mana. I need mana. It's locked. I am overburdened.
Just making sure. I don't think you can get a 4-socket here, but worth checking.
That could be
And my first set item. Just right side. Not sure if I'm quite ready for Duriel. Probably when I get my staff. Is that Arctic? Yeah, that's probably way better than what I'm using. Only 2 rows though still, but a lot of cold resist, which is useful for Duriel actually. Let's go do some tombs. Get up to 19 for my leaf staff, which maybe I'll go ahead and just grab. And then I got stealth, I got leaf. What's that leave me? I need to get lore, I need to get spirit, and do some farming. Poison. And lightning, it's a bad combo. Should level pretty quick in here.
not enough mana. I can't carry anymore.
I was so far from that. Is that my first death or my second death? Purple portal, I can't. I think I didn't I? Get everybody first.
Good evening.
I wonder, like, look at her hair. It's like immaculate. Is she like washing and conditioning her hair on the adventure? And like same thing with like the Amazon. The Amazon always looks so well put together, and she's out here like flipping and dodging and shooting arrows and shit. Like, bro.
Not enough mana. I need mana. I need mana.
I need mana. I need mana. Mana. Fireball is pretty good. In Nightmare, you get Orb, and I think the huge kind of like radius that it covers makes it such a great skill for like burning through Nightmare. Like, you could pretty easily get to the point where you're one-shotting everything with it, and at the same time, like, it's just clearing like an entire screen. This is a fun experience. I actually kind of prefer Nightmare at times, where you just, like, you get to that power level where you're just literally ripping everything apart. And then you step into Hell and you're like, oh shit, everything is way slower again. But that part where you're in, like, Nightmare and you're still getting a couple of good items with plus skills and, like, getting stronger and getting your skills up to level 20 for the first time. I feel like that is my peak Diablo time. And I'll probably respec this guy in the long run. Like, I kind of just want to play around with Hydra, leveling up and seeing how effective it is. Like, before you get plus $20 skills, is it, you know, very usable? But when I get a Sunder Charm, I'll probably respec, because dual specking just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, if I get a fire one, I might stick with Hydra. If I get a cold one, I will probably go Blizzard, just because it doesn't really make sense. Like, Orb is, I think, a good complementary skill. It's like, I've got 20 points left over, it's great to deal with the cold immunes. But I don't think it is necessarily the best, like, single elemental skill. Like, Blizzard just, you know, if you spec completely into it, Blizzard demolishes Orb. Orb still, I think, is the more fun skill, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, boy. Oops. I'm doing almost 200 damage on my fireball. And I actually have some regeneration going on. Just a little bit. I could probably take on Duriel at this point. I feel like when you do die at Duriel, it's because you're, like, being overly aggressive, and you're not, like, taking just a couple of minutes to get, like, you know, maybe there's a rune word, maybe there's a couple of levels you could get, maybe, like for a sorceress, I think getting Leaf makes Duriel that much easier, like, especially if you're fire. Those plus 3 or more to fireball. They work this. So.
You.
Good day.
Hello.
And we are also going to buy a few of these babies and just suck them down real quick. Those do stack not the potency, but the length of time that they give you the bonus. It's that easy. And he actually drops stuff. Wow. 4 rares and 2 runes from Duriel. I usually get 6 teleport scrolls. Or identify scrolls. Let's keep going. 220 damage on my fireball in Act 2, not too shabby.
Diablo and Bale have escaped me. Next time you
Bale have escaped me. Next time,
The Ark.
vengeance.
It is an honor to serve you.
Be better than what my mark's using it.
Good day.
You. I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good
Use
use.
that poison, damn, that's worth it. And let's go ahead and move on to Act 3. Alright, let's start Act 3, which is it's definitely not the act that I like the least. Not. It is by far my least favorite act. Like I think the second half of Act 3, like when you get to the village and stuff, is pretty cool. But I think everything up to that point is just not that fun. Teleport makes it kind of bearable. But even with teleport, it's a pain in the ass sometimes. It's like pathway's always at the edge of the area you're in, but then like sometimes somehow you missed the certain pathway, or and sometimes these things are vastly different in size and shape. Like I've had some very lucky runs where it was literally like just it landed me exactly where I needed to go. And then there's some where it's like an hour trying to find the one path that I had skipped over. This is not a very fun experience when that happens. Spider Cavern, which I think isn't it the arachnid layer that I need? I think it is. No, I cheated. I double checked. This is where the first piece should be.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
And I got the jade
I don't
figurine.
sense any magic about this item. Very strange.
There you go. There's that eyeball.
Back. Stay a while and listen. Greetings.
So we show him a sheath of figure, and then you take it to the dude, and then the dude takes it to the other dude, and then that dude gives you a health potion.
can. What can I do for from the?
Bam. 20 more health. I didn't even get any waypoints. I am looking for the Flayer dungeon, which should be in the Flayer jungle. And I need the Karast Bazaar and the swamps. So here is to the hope of getting lucky. This will be the Arachnid layer down here. Just always make sure. Sometimes there's like a hidden pathway behind these, if memory serves me right, and it's like sometimes that's the path that you were supposed to take, but you skipped over it like a doofus. I really like the big tree guys. They burn really well. Don't hit me. Alright, Great Marsh. Great Marsh to Player Jungle, Jungle to Player Dungeon. And Lower Karast, Karast Bazaar, Sewers, etc. Was that a pathway over here?
Not enough mana.
Okay. Really want to beat normal tonight, but my bedtime is approaching. So we'll see.
I need mana.
Can't stay up all night. We've got a Halloween party that we're throwing tomorrow, as I mentioned. And I don't want to be falling asleep in the middle of the party. Big fan of those. Just a very annoying enemy, even like in normal.
I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
Thanks.
Not enough mana.
What is with this mana? Just be content with your life. What's your problem? I do like Act 3 because of the density of monsters. Like, I'm really wanting to check out the terror zones in Act 3. I think that, like this, having all those guys being 5 levels higher could be a lot of fun. I think Fireball is well suited for these guys too.
Not enough mana.
Damn it.
I need mana. I need mana. I am overburdened. I can't.
Actually, I think I found another Tyrune earlier, if I remember right. So if I found like a good base, I could totally do another leap if I needed to.
I am overburdened. I am overburdened. I need mana.
I feel like I have to be getting close.
Not enough
Forgot to
mana.
put my armor up. Could definitely be useful here. All those little guys getting frozen. Like that. Make sure I only get hit one time if I get hit. They also like freeze and then you get like a good fireball. Like, because they're all stationary. This, well, I found the bazaar, which means I must have passed
I can't carry anymore.
the Flare Jungle waypoint and the Flare Dungeon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for the waypoint in here, and then we're gonna circle back.
I need mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
Doom Apes are really cool names. Doom Ape.
Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
You get some more pots here in a minute.
Not enough mana.
There we go. Waypoint.
Never.
Gonna get my buddy back.
Good day.
Wish there was a way to like just right click and fill up your whole inventory. Like that's one thing if they still have massive amounts of pots in Diablo 4. Just a button to like fill up inventory with potions. That would be great. So, Flare Dungeon, where are you? If I was a Flare Dungeon, I would probably be hanging against this left wall here.
I'm overburdened. I can't carry anymore.
The only thing I'm really looking for as far as charms go early on is like some decent resist charms to help fill in gaps. That is not the right dungeon. That is the waypoint though.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
Ah, poison. I feel like this is gonna be it right here. Unless
I am
it's not.
overburdened.
Get a rare ring out of this at least.
I must take this to Ormus. I am overburdened.
There we go. Progress is being made, people. This actually might be one of my quicker Act 3 runs. Teleports are working out pretty well. Mana's not too big of an issue. I don't like the player dungeon all that much though. It can be huge. And some of the guys in here are a little annoying. So you do get a lot of potions because there's so many guys. But this dungeon would be such a pain if you didn't have some decent AoE. Like, you might as well just not even try.
Thanks.
I need mana. Enough mana.
The ones with the blow darts are annoying because they don't group up as well for my fireball.
Thanks.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
Woo! He is immune to fire. Oh, cool.
Not enough mana.
Jesus. Let us get out of here. So I just need to find one more piece and then smash the compelling orb and CR ring with some resist at least. That's kind of cool. Hold on to that for like Ancient Pledge. You know, I probably won't use it since I've got Leaf, but if I transition to Cold, Leaf won't be very useful, and if I get like a decent one-hander, I could throw that shield on for some resist. I've not repaired those gloves in like forever, because they're really just shitty gloves. This actually relatively straightforward. It's pretty much just go this direction. And then look for the sewers along the way. Specifically, the sewers you're looking for. The other areas don't.
Not enough mana.
There we go. Give you what you need.
I need mana.
And if I remember right, you kind of just like go from one corner to the other looking for the way down. That's not it.
I need mana.
Again, I'm using a lot of teleport in here just because this is kind of an annoying area to try to just run through.
I need mana.
Getting a little bit of lag and ran into the exploder guys.
I can't carry anymore.
Or stealth in that, maybe. I hate when teleport, like, when you don't actually hit land with it, it still uses your mana. That's kind of bullshit. I almost wish they just got rid of Enigma and just give every class teleport for like a teleport-like ability.
Not enough mana.
Like I feel like teleport, oops, like makes it just where you, I mean Enigma makes it where you pretty much have to use that armor. Like if you're any class but the Sorceress, you're probably using Enigma.
Not enough mana.
And except for some very specific like edge scenarios, like Amazon sometimes don't, just to max out their damage. Did I miss it in like the first corridor here? Yeah.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I can't carry anymore.
Now we just need the flail. Yeah, this has been like super productive.
Good day.
I'm glad I didn't get off. I was like thinking about like, yeah, I'm getting a little sleepy.
Great. Now that
See if I can find my way to Travancore, or Travinkle. Honestly, I usually call it Travancore. I don't know. You guys tell me, is it Travinkle? I've got a buddy who swears it's Travinkle. I think he's crazy.
Not enough mana.
If I get a waypoint here, cool. If not, I'm gonna get Travinkle while I'm down there.
I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
This is the area I actually like. It's got kind of a unique architecture. Enemies you haven't really encountered before. Some of my favorite farming areas in the game.
Not enough mana.
Yeah, council members are just kind of cool. Like, they're a pain to fight sometimes. But, like, I think conceptually, it's cool.
I can't carry anymore.
Yeah.
I need mana.
Let's go get our buddy back. And then let's go kill Mephisto at level 22. Might have to stop and do some leveling here.
Hello.
Impossible.
I tell you, that is possible.
Hello.
Did not mean to click that. Provinkle. Let's see. Usually I'm pretty good at finding Mephisto. 2?
Not enough mana.
I really want the waypoint, though I don't know that I'll farm normal difficulty. Yeah. Hey, waypoint's right there.
I need mana. Mephisto shall no longer darken our souls with hatred.
I'm still pretty full of hate, to be honest. We are in Act 4. Alright, let's go do Act 4. I feel like I might actually need to go back and level
Not
up
enough
just a
mana.
little bit.
I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana.
Look at all those juice boxes.
Not enough mana.
Don't kill my buddy. I think I'm gonna like get this to 15. So that right when I hit 30 I can go into the masteries and grab Frozen Orb and Hydra and decide like which direction I'm going in first.
Not enough mana.
The stairs should be somewhere around the periphery of this zone. There we go. And Izzy should be somewhere here, along with one more stair, and then River of Flame, and then Diablo.
I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana.
Got a little bit of lifesteal on
Not enough mana.
my buddy here. So he's not doing enough damage, probably, to get much benefit from it. But every little bit helps. I'm looking for Izzy, and I'm looking for the pathway down. And I don't think the waypoint's here, if I remember right. It's right next to the River of Flames stairs.
Not enough mana.
There you are.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
Izzy's got like
Not enough mana.
a ton of health, even in normal. Yeah.
He was corrupted to the core. I pity him. Not enough mana.
Did I miss the stairway? Probably right up here.
Not enough mana.
Those guys are annoying. I'm just gonna look for the waypoint. There we go. Go down. Let's go get our buddy back. Kill Diablo.
Hello.
I got my 2 extra points, which I think I'm just gonna hold on to because I don't have anything. Guess I could go down to enchant and give my buddy a little extra damage because I am going down to Hydra. Guess I might as well. Give him an extra 20 damage. That's not that much. That's probably not that worth it, but it makes me feel better. I don't really need those stamina things anymore.
Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
Super quick. Should I go back and get the quest?
Not enough mana.
Hit me because you might like two-shot me. I'm like stuck back here.
I need mana. I am overburdened.
About to get killed. Because of my really bad fireball aiming.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
So many of these little bugs.
Not enough mana.
You guys need to stop reproducing.
I can't.
Quick, flawless, flawless. If that's not that good. Let's go get my guy back for like the 80th time.
Not enough mana. Not enough mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. Not enough 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 mana. I need mana. I need mana. What do you need? Not enough mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana. I need mana. I need mana. I am overburdened. I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. Not enough mana. I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. Greetings.
Thanks.
I need mana. Not enough mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. I need mana. I can't carry anymore. I can't. I can't.
Not even death can save you from me.
I can't use this yet. I can't carry anymore.
Good evening.
Alright, let's keep moving. I think I may have a slight issue with the end of Act 4. I played through it and like ran into a bug and lost some footage. And then I replayed it and I think I lost sound, so apologize if the Act 4 section's a little funky. I will try to cut it together as well as I can, but it may not come out perfect. We'll see. And I'm going to try to burn through Act 5, and then I kind of want to try to beat Nightmare tonight. I think I might be able to do it. Don't have that much, like, I feel like once I hit about level 35, like, I'll have Orb in a place where I can just kind of burn through Nightmare pretty well. And, I'll have the mana pool to be able to use Teleport pretty freely. Those two things, you can pretty much just beat the game in like 45 minutes.
I need mana. I can't carry anymore. I can't carry anymore.
Still needing some stuff from my merc here.
I'll put that to good use.
I need some more resists for sure. I actually, I think I've got a crystal sword that I can socket. After I killed Diablo, I did a quick cow run. I don't think the recording made it, but got a 4-socket. Well, no, I got a no-socket sword. But since it dropped in the cow level, if I use my imbue quest on it, it should be 4 sockets, which will let me do spirit if I can just get the, what is it, the soul? I think I need soul and AM.
I am overburdened.
Yeah, Palfel or to AM, yeah.
Not enough mana.
The Diablo 4 beta started. I'm definitely excited to actually get into that eventually. I'm not in, unfortunately, yet, but I've seen a few of the leaks. And I'm kind of cautiously optimistic about Diablo 4. Like, it looks better than Diablo Immortal, I'll say. And like Diablo Immortal, if you took out all of the bullshit pay-to-win mechanics, I would say is a an okay Diablo experience. So if I'm if Diablo 4 at this stage, pre-release, probably say we're at least 6 months to a year from release. If it's already better than Diablo Immortal, that's a pretty good sign. Alright, I don't know if I'll take that any higher because I want to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points down here. So I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I should get, did I do Isawol? Yeah, I did. Did I miscount? For some reason I thought I was going to have... I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I need 9 points. I may have screwed up my math, but it's okay. I might hold off on putting the point into Hydra just because level 1 Hydra, honestly, is kind of useless. Like, you need to get a couple of points of Did I grab that waypoint? I've been doing that lately where I like walk right by it. I feel like I gotta go back and make sure. What's it saying? Oh, yeah, Hydra. I might hold off on the 1 point in Hydras because it's kind of useless right at level 1 Hydra. I'll put the 1 point in Fire Mastery for sure. So that would get me just about there. I need to get my 1 skill point from the Den of Evil in Nightmare. And then the next 20 are going to go to Orb. When I hit 50, I should have level 20 Orb, and I'll have a few extra points from the quests, and I'll be pumping up Hydra and Fireball and Fire Mastery at that stage. We'll see, I might play around a little bit. I could go heavier one way or the other depending on the kind of gear I'm getting. I'm not even gonna do... Well, I could use those runes, I guess. Lately I'm getting some weird audio glitching. I'm not sure what that's about. Hope that doesn't come over in the video. Temps are okay. I had an issue, our power went out with the storm for 10 days, and then since then, our power's been just a little bit funky. Like storm events have been like resetting our power, and then just out of the blue, on Wednesday, the power went out. I mentioned this earlier for like 20 minutes. When it went out, my computer crashed, and I couldn't get it to boot. Like it was posting, but I wasn't getting any operating system or anything. I couldn't get into the BIOS or anything. And this happened once before I had a power surge, and I ended up having to pull the battery from the motherboard is what fixed it, actually. There must be some kind of error protection or something in there that I had to reset. Did that again and it fixed it. But I don't want that to happen again, so I got a battery backup. Since then, I bought I was debating between the 600 and the 900. The 600 was on sale, the APC 600. It was like 120, or it would have been 200 for the 900 watt. And I'm like, I think my computer's probably under 900 watts. And this thing is like a readout. It'll show you how many watts your computer's using. Literally, my computer's like 590 watts when it's like maxed out, like when I'm playing something like Horizon that is completely using my CPU, my GPU to their maximum. So literally, this computer is like 99% capped out already on this thing, so I can't add anything else. Like right now, I'm running it, my computer, my ultra-wide monitor, and a splitter I'm using, a switch I'm using for my internet on this computer, and that's it. And it's using like 595 watts of power, maxed out. Like if my computer's idle, it's lower, it's like 200. But it's because of that 3080. And I've even got it overclocked a bit. I could probably scale it down just a bit, but when I was playing around with it, it didn't make a huge difference. Alright.
I need mana.
Alright, now let's get GTFO out of here. Some of what I've read about Diablo 4 is intriguing. It sounds like it's a little bit slower paced than Diablo 3. Like Diablo 3 is just an AoE fest where like you're just clearing one screen to the next to the next. Every class just has like these screen wiping kind of abilities. And it's a little bit easier. And Diablo 4, from what I read, actually sounds a little bit on the like slower, more methodically paced, like not quite like Diablo 1 style, but definitely like more thoughtful gameplay and combat. This is just from like some of the leaked player reporting I've seen. We'll see. I think there's a compromise between the games and like I think having it be a little bit slower paced, but having like your decisions and your like moment to moment gameplay actions be more meaningful is like generally a good thing. Could be a doorway. I think it's probably over here.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
It's like kind of a weird laid out area. I don't know if I've ever had this specific setup before.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
Still like one-shotting all these guys. That's pretty awesome. There we go. Rush shot sockets.
I need mana. I need mana.
Crystalline passage. So I can go for the frozen river to get the plus 10 to all resists. Fire rips through this area pretty well.
I need mana.
The cold does not do quite as well.
I can't carry anymore. Not enough mana.
So there's the frozen river now. Should probably get out the waypoint, because I need to move on from this area.
I can't carry anymore.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop the portal here while I look for the waypoint. I hate me already. That kind of looks like a waypoint there, doesn't it? That's definitely a waypoint.
Impossible.
Got so many health potions.
How may I be of help?
That's not bad for like low levels still leveling up. Nice resistance boost and a little bit extra gold. Would have been nice if that was a magic find one. Alright. Let us find Anya quickly.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
To trigger the quest at
enough
some
mana.
point, and they'll tell me I'm nearby. The leaf has that +2 to all, +2 to mana, which is nice. Let's get over here.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
Rosenstein killed my merc.
I can't carry anymore. I need mana.
Everybody needs mana.
Here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll get a nice orb.
Thank you.
Oh, I got to talk to her first. I forgot about that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
There used to be a bug like really early on when this expansion came out. But when the original expansion came out, where like if you didn't use that scroll or if you did something, it would bug and you wouldn't get that's kind of crap. You wouldn't end up getting the +10 to resistance.
Good afternoon.
And didn't they moved Kane over here, if I remember right. But then when this game came out, he was back to his old spot. I liked him hanging out right here.
You're
So I can socket that,
afternoon.
I can socket this crystal sword if I ever find the last runes for found that crystalline passage. I'm gonna look for the glacial trail, right? That sounds right.
Not enough mana.
Here we go. And from the glacial trail, I'm looking for the frozen tundra. I don't like these guys too much. What did Mark die? The hell? Kinda curious if I can... There we go. If I can solo the ancients or not. I feel like I may have some difficulty, but maybe between static and my merc I'll be able to handle them.
I am over
The finale of Hot D, or House of the Dragon, depending on if you're awesome or not, is out. And I'm pretty excited for that. I've really been enjoying this season. Like, it definitely is better than the last Game of Thrones season. And if you weigh it against even like season 1 of Game of Thrones, I think it stacks up pretty well. Like season 1 had some epic moments. You know, Ned's final, you know, thing. I don't want to spoil it if anyone hasn't watched Game of Thrones, but I feel like episode 10 could potentially have some moments like that. I know a little bit of like what's coming in the story from the book. But yeah, I think it was a really well put together show. Great cast, like Matt Smith as Damon and Patty, was it Patty Constant something as Sirius. Both the young and old actresses for the the main parts, all like really well done.
I am overburdened.
And then I'm kind of watching the Ring of Power as well, but that's a lot more like my wife is not as into it. She enjoyed Game of Thrones, but Lord of the Rings is a little too nerdy for her. So Ring of Power, I think I'm gonna finish on my own probably. I'm not gonna subject her to something that she's not into. We also started watching Midnight. What is the name of that show? Midnight Mass. That was really good. Look.
Not enough mana.
Midnight Club. Yeah. That's it. That's been pretty good so far. Like, pretty much anything Mike Flanagan does, I just assume is going to be pretty good. Like, I kind of just trust he can probably translate just about any story into a movie or a show.
I can't. Impossible. The ancients must be close.
Alright, so we're gonna have to do this in one go. So I'm gonna make sure I got everything I need.
Thank you.
Good to take on the ancients.
I need mana. I need mana.
The main thing that makes this doable, well, the Merc definitely helps, but static is like one of the best skills in the game, especially in normal where there's no diminishing returns on it.
Thanks.
I really wanted to be 30 when I go for fail, but it's okay. I think I probably am gonna be able to handle him. Actually, I might hit 30 by the time I kill his minions and get all the way to him and everything. Do not want to have to walk all the way back here. Alright, level 2, so we're going to look for the waypoint.
Not enough mana.
There is level 3. I really want the waypoint because I may do some bail runs for gear and leveling. Like, I usually progress into Nightmare at like 40-ish.
I need mana. I need mana. Impossible.
I knew.
Not enough mana.
That's enough mana.
Not enough
I am
mana.
for real falling asleep. My eyes just like drooped. I should have a camera on.
Not enough mana.
Don't kill my dude! God, it's those frenzy swings. Just rip through him like tissue paper.
Not enough mana.
Here we go.
Not enough mana.
Volley.
Not enough mana.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to get my merc because that guy is fire immune even in normal. I forgot.
Good evening.
Kill. And I think I'm off for the night. I'll do Nightmare tomorrow. God dang it. Gotta keep you alive, buddy. We're gonna get the big guns out here. Big red juice.
Evening.
I need mana. I need mana. Not enough mana.
So all the guys that regenerate first, and then the skeletons. I have like no fire resist. Neither does my merc. Shoot my buddy for these guys. Not your buddy, pal. Not your paddle, buddy.
I need mana. I need mana. I need mana. I need mana.
I should have just got to 30 before I came here.
Morning.
I can't carry anymore. Not enough mana. I need mana. Not enough mana. I need mana. Not enough mana.
It's just like spamming my health potions on him.
Not enough mana.
You know, I really don't feel like even fighting these guys. Um, I think static is probably the single biggest damaging thing in the game, like in normal. Even like in hell, like it can knock off so much. That's a good amount of rares.
Last of the three has fallen.
And I got no portal left. Drill 25 to 88. It's interesting. Alright, well, I am going to end the video here. This is a full nightmare, excuse me, a full normal
I
playthrough.
can't carry
Next up will
anymore.
be a nightmare playthrough, which will probably be another just one and done video, and then eventually a hell video. I might do some farming videos, depending on like if I find anything cool, anything interesting. But if you like what I'm putting out there, please do like, subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know what you think, and have a great night, everybody.